What? It's just facts to me. I deserve a blessing. And I'm sorry if that freaks out the people that were doing such god awful things to me, but I do. I deserve a real blessing. And yeah, I mean, it would be nice to get it from my father and these people, but you know what? I don't even want their ill-gotten money. If they had something to give me, sure I'd take it. As far as it being like that, not coffee with arsenic in it or food with sprinkled arsenic in it or whatever. But if they had something to offer me in the ways of a financial blessing, sure I'd take it. They owe me. They owe me. But I deserve a real blessing. And I think that is what really scares people that would do this to me. No, I personally think it's just enough to suggest for there being something offered in the way of help, not more erasure, not more abuse. That's like, oh my gosh, what did I say? Coming out of a long-standing covert poisoning of that long. Oh my gosh. He's so threatening against his father that he should be recognized as a danger to himself and others, right? That's what it's really getting at. When what's the real danger? Not be not being able to be poisoned up. That's not like my right to say like I shouldn't have been being poisoned up in my bottle. I shouldn't have been being poisoned up by my brothers, whoever was doing this to me, and I think these two knew. So what's the answer? Is what I'm saying. Just Matthew gets poisoned up all of his life, and it's total erasure of his mind, his love life. Let's weaponize everything to deal with this kid, so that he can't speak out. He doesn't have his memory. We can push him around, and he'll never know a thing. That's what it was. So yeah, I do. I do deserve a blessing. That's my testimony. And it's my right to suggest that I couldn't have been myself to true nature and being able to speak out like this whole time. Always planning on it, always thinking at the times like, you know, when that happened with Emily, for an example, just using one example of many. I mean, I had love for my partners. So that's just all I'm getting at is I had love for them that they never had love for me to leave me in an outstanding, very hard pressed way. But I remember thinking that once I get out of here, once I get back up on my feet and I'm independent, I'm gonna speak out against this. I'm gonna write up this whole behavior analysis on this narcissism that I've been dealing with because I didn't deserve this. This was happening to me, and it's been happening to me since I was a little baby. And then there, instead of this system seeing it for a crime that, I mean, they should have merit. It's that if you ask me, there should be some kind of moral obligation to do the right thing. Not not this. This is just clipping. This is just taking a clip. It's like the same thing as the impersonator. I don't care if you don't believe in God, okay? I do. And I give you the right to not believe in God, to not believe in the Most High. I'm okay with it. But then you should also be okay with me believing in God. You shouldn't take away man's right. That's literally his right to believe that man does not own the law. It is inalienable rights that have been endowed onto us by our Creator. Not, we make the law. We're men, we make the law, and we can railroad anybody we want whenever we want. So, what are we, then? Just barbaric? We utilize the law to be barbaric to those that were otherwise initiating law for to suggest you don't have the right to steal. You don't have the right to theft someone of their rights or theft someone of their mind. Every single crime has to deal with theft. It's either stealing away something from somebody that is of their rights, stealing away something of somebody that is their mind or their person. Like rape in and of itself is theft of a person's right to say no. And then suggesting that it's happening to minor individuals and people just getting away with it is suggesting, well, now we utilize the law to suggest that we're able to help the theft. Help the thief. It's wrong on so many levels. It's wrong on so many levels. And if these are the serious, like the demons just get away with it, it's no wonder why there's a heaven. These people don't even care that they're going to go to hell and life is the unnoticeable blink of an eye as opposed to eternity. Okay. I mean, if that's what you guys want, I mean, that's legitimately what constitutes as a war crime, if you ask me. But that's why I'm saying I deserve a blessing, not more lessons that are just like, obviously, this is not allowing. This paperwork isn't even allowing me to face my accuser. It's saying like accuser 1 and accuser 2 as being witnesses, but then it just has an electronic signature, which Obama did, and it's wrong on so many levels of these devils. It is. It's completely wrong. And if you ask me, it's completely illegal. Not only with how it came to me, I didn't even get to face the person to bring me the paperwork. Like I don't even get to talk to you. You're gonna clip up my work like an impersonator and a fake yourself and run gambit on me? Huh. Interesting. I deserved a love life. I deserved an organic go at my life without being covertly poisoned and being an unwitting party involved in something that I wouldn't have had any choice in. You see, if I had a choice in the matter, like someone smoking pot, rolling up doobies. Hey, you want to hit this joint? You can choose. You can choose whether or not you want to hit this joint. I had no choice whether or not something was put in my coffee. None. And that's all it would take. I like water and coffee. I like tea. So what they do? They arsenicked everything that I would like. They gamed up every avenue of my love life. They gamed up my heart. And now they can't even talk to me about it. They just give me disheveled mail that's a week old, or a week and some days old. It wasn't like it was just made and delivered. Pretty sinister and sick, if you ask me. I deserve a blessing. I'm on your side. Cheers. Clink. Unless you're one of these devils, man. I don't know. I don't think I'm on your side. I don't think I honestly don't even think you're on your own side. Utilizing the law to railroad people isn't really a good side to be on when it comes to our Lord. But when it comes to love, how about that? Just love. You don't have to believe in the Lord, but you believe in love. Or who knows, maybe you don't. But I deserve a blessing. Is it my right to suggest that I deserve a blessing? I think so. And it's not just some ordinary everyday blessing. I deserve complete restoration. Not only because I tried and I was doing heart work on myself, or calling it heart work, to go to the Lord with every avenue in place, that these devils made it just so easy to become a part of when I was being an unwitting candidate to a very enclosed, encapsulated way within their own hearts to decide, I'm going to poison up my own son. To suggest, I'm going to poison up my own little brother. To suggest, I'm going to poison up someone I grew up with in high school. I deserve a blessing. I shouldn't have to explain to you why I deserve a blessing. I deserve a blessing, and I should be able to say, I deserve a blessing. Not more erosion in my life. Why is it okay to erode my life? Why is it okay with the law to as well erode my life? Why? Why did this come? Why did this come in the mail? Because I was in a long-standing covert poisoning. I deserve a blessing because no one should have endured what I've had to endure. Not a single person. And not just a one time and done even. But this has been my entire life. I deserve a blessing. I survived layers of betrayal, manipulation, covert warfare, like systemic pressures railroading me just completely railroading me, systemic silencing of me. Most people would collapse underneath the attacks that I've had at like a little 30% or 5%. Most people, by my studies, would even take the law into their own hands with just the affair part. You don't know what I've had to deal with. I deserve a blessing. I'm still standing. I'm still here speaking out my truth in what little time I've had after falling up to the ground, having my heart be like bloop bloop, bloop bloop, bloop bloop. Unable to think, tired as all get out, worked tooth and nail to get out of this covert abuse. And here I am just finding myself in more and more abuse. It goes from bad to worse to worsest to like legitimately the worst case, if you ask me, known to man at the levels at least of its type. And then they're gonna send me this bullshit ass paperwork. It's awe-striking, and I believe people should be freaking ashamed of themselves. I'm not unstable. I'm not a violent person. I'm not an oppressor. I'm just someone that wanted my tea to be made by somebody that wouldn't bring me it and be like, here you go, here you go. And I take it and go, oh, thank you so much. And be poisoned up. I deserve a blessing. Fighting for my dignity, fighting for my truth, still standing after everything that I've been through. The right to live freely. Do I have the right to my own mind? Not being poisoned up for a change? Do I have the right to live my life without further abuse? Without being trapped, without being erased, without being chemically situated where it's like a steel wool to my brain. Like, let's just scrub this guy's brain completely out. I deserve a blessing. Because I loved, and I loved so diligently. Even after these many attacks, I loved, and I forgave them, for they know not what they do. I loved them. I wanted them in my life. I wanted to have fires here. I wanted to continue working at strong facilities. I wanted to continue my grind in life for those that I loved. I deserve a blessing because I didn't become who they wanted me to become. They called me into reactive abuse day in and day out. I'd endeavor. Because I lashed out and said some stuff about my father being a complete smarmy ass piece of gutter trash and whatnot. And you know, just clipping up that part, just clipping up the parts of what I said there is like enough to railroad me. Like, are you seriously kidding me right now? You're gonna take and disregard all of the good so you can find that little minuscule bad part and just railroad the guy? Oh, okay. Wow. Real nice people that we have working our judicial system, let me tell you. Not even thinking that, I made this tea for myself, thank God. Oh, Jesus, if it was only made by these people, what they would do to me. Well, that tea bag is done. They tried to destroy me, to cover up their own sins, for crying out loud, to cover up their own crimes against me. They tried to make sure that I would be erased, that they could escape justice, and instead of ever becoming like them, instead, what I became was someone that could mirror them. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. Because I was just demanding to be seen, to be heard, to be recognized for who I was. I just wanted to be acknowledged. And in fact, I demanded my energy back away from these people. I'm not gonna let you poison me and sneak up on me in my own yard. G, get back, get away from me. Seriously, you try and take another step towards me. Man had no freaking concept of what could be. None. And if he did, that's why his face was like a beet. Just maroon. Just red as all get out. Like he looked like he was pooping right there in my front yard. I deserve a blessing because the evidence that I've created out here online after this many videos should be enough. It should be enough to people to realize this man really does deserve a blessing. I'm still seeking the truth. I don't know what y'all are doing, but it doesn't seem like it's very honorable to do to a person that was just chemically exposed his whole life, being an unwitting party and a candidate to that long standing, very covert and malignant type of narcissism that had to deal with proxy made relationships to control my life. But you're blessed. And I absolutely am on your side. Cheers, bro. Job well done. I mean, pat yourself on the back for a job well done. You go like this. Good job. Good job, me, for doing right by this kid, Matthew Murden. Good good job. I'm on your side, G. Are you on mine? I don't think you are. And that's scary, dude. My justice would demand retrospection due to the fact that I deserve to be made whole from the crimes that have been taken against me. Because a soul that's been harmed like mine should not be left empty handed. Because God sees in secret everything that you all are doing in secret. And I've shown my truth time and time again, not only with tears, which have been really heavy, but it's time for me to enjoy a harvest, reap a harvest of healing, justice, and joy. Feel that energy that I would originally had been after with my own people, with my own brothers, and with my lovers, even from a long time ago. If someone was in an affair and they wanted to have your affair. You have no right to poison me up. I have right to know the truth and to decide to do with what the truth is to move differently. And if you're not going to give me that choice and you're going to poison me up to blackball me in my reality, you are just an oppressor. I deserve peace. I deserve to wake up without fear of not having something to eat. Or worse, having something to finally eat that's being gamed up with poison. How about that? That cool with you? Is that gonna be cool with you? You finally get to eat something, and it's being brought to you by someone that you love, and it's full of poison that's gonna wipe you all up out of your mind. You must be cool with that. Cheers, I'm on your side. Make sure you finish your tea. Make sure you finish that Metamucil. Make sure that when your friend works really hard for a meal and he prepares a, a pot roast for you and your buddy, to come over, have a fire, that you make sure to be as fake as possible and sprinkle something over his food so that he sees you coming out of the bathroom. He sees you out of the corner of his eye. Make sure. Specifically because I'm in my brother's place at that time, and that me punching his lights out in that place would have made for a mountain for me. But that's exactly what it was. It was calling me into reactive abuse even before getting this place. Long before even then, in Elk River, and walking in there putting something in my fucking drink. Oh, but none of this stuff matters. The only thing that matters are a couple sentences, right? Right. Good job. Good job being on the side of the good guy in the law. That's just amazing. You're amazing. So yes, I deserve to get a blessing. I deserve to live my life fully, freely, authentically, me. I deserve to do my heart's work. Not what you all want to do to my heart. Fuck what you guys want to do to my heart. You would write it all up in a little cup like this. All because my life I've been set up. So here I am looking for breakthrough. Here I am looking for supporters to my efforts to campaign for others that are going through a whole lot less maybe, or a whole lot more. But either way, I think I think that the biggest blessing should be going to you guys. You want to know why? Because the people that hurt people have to be the most endangered way inside of themselves. And if you ask me, it's not psychotic for a person to suggest that they need a blessing because they've been poisoned up. It's psychotic to think that the person that's going to be getting away with poisoning them is going to allow for a system to put that person away. That's what I think. But you do you. You do you. I'll do me. And if that's the case, the system is gutter trash. You might as well throw it away because it's never going to do anything good for anybody from whatever happens to me moving forward. If that's the actual case, if that is the actual case, the only thing you have is a complete gamed up system. You don't have any rights. They're all stripped away. Because every single right relies on the next right to be available. So If the fourth one's missing, they're all missing. If the second one's missing, they're all missing. If it's the 14th Amendment missing, it's all of them missing. So you can try and twist your all evils into goody two shoes. We go about the law like this and that. We don't really care about the victim. We just want to make sure the criminal gets away. Gets away. I'm sorry to suggest that I think that you get what you deserve after you die then. Cheers. I'm on your side though. I really am. The problem is, however, is that I don't think you're on mine. And that, to me, suffices a couple sentences to be a real gutter trash problem. So, you want to take me to the trash? Okay. But I don't think you're going to be too well with where you're going to go by doing something that heinous and allowing that monstrous of a crime to happen to somebody, knowing far well, if you run with the law, that's not legal. It's not. I have every right to speak out about the crimes against me. And as far as this goes, I'd have the right to a jury trial, and I'd have the right to face my accusers. Period. They don't want me to be able to even know prior to what I'm going into, which I believe is 100% illegal to do to anybody. That's just my take on that matter. Especially when my dad was protected to be facing his accuser, knowing that it was his own 4-year-old daughter, after suggesting to her that if she were to speak out, that he would kill her and her whole entire family. And then you want to suggest that what I said after being poisoned up for as long as I was fucking poisoned up for has any fucking bearings. Really? You know what I think God's gonna do to you people if that's the case? If that's really the case, He's gonna smoke you like a cigarette. And in the end, you got something to be really worried about, my friend. You got something really, really to be worried about, my friend. I'm not a perfect person. You're not a perfect person. But see, I'm on your side. But you're not on anybody's side. And I don't think you're on your own side. I think you're on your own with the Lord's wrath. Good luck to you, my friend. Good luck to you, Father. Good luck to you, brothers. Good luck to you, gamed up welfare check of a relationship abuse. Good luck.